Hello, my beautiful crafty friends. It's Laurette, the Vintage Paper Girl. Welcome to my studio. I'm super excited you're here. I have a little bonus video. It's called Chat With Me About, and we're going to talk about some things, all kinds of fun things. And while we're chatting, I thought I might just craft. And why don't you get out your goodies and craft along with me while I talk with you about some important things that are happening in our community, as well as some great, I don't know if they're great, but some organizing things, organizing tools for your studio, how to organize, talk about studios in general. And we're going to talk a little bit about something that is becoming a hot topic in our community. So let's get busy and have a chat. Grab yourself your coffee, your tea, your water, your crafts, and let's get busy and have some fun. So welcome, girlfriends, to my studio. Please ignore any noise you hear. Just someone has decided to work on a project right when I started my video. So if you hear a saw or hammering, just ignore it. It's not at my house. In fact, I live on a hill, so there are 2 homes above me, 3 homes above me on the hill, but I'm at the top of a hill. So the funny thing is I'm hearing their noise. I think that's where it is. I really can't tell where it's coming from. Usually someone's getting a new roof or something, but this actually sounds like somebody's building something. So anyway, I thought we could have a little chat about all kinds of things. So first thing up is my studio. Thank you all for your kind comments about my studio. And, your amazement and my getting it done so quick. And I thought we'd have a little talk about studios. Everyone has a crafting space that crafts. And whether it be a TV tray, a small desk in a corner of your bedroom or your living room, your kitchen table, your dining room table, your garage. I mean, I worked in my garage for years. It took me a long, long time to get the studio that I have. As I told many of you, I think, where did I very first craft? I'm trying to think. On a tiny little desk in a bedroom, and then as my family grew, sometimes a TV tray, a desk in the corner of my family room, a very small family room, so I had a little L desk and my sewing machine and some shelves above it in the family room. I was out there with the kids and everything. And then when we moved to the home we're currently in, the home before this, which we lived in for 22 years, my studio was in the garage. There was no room in the house, so my studio was out in the garage, and I did that for 10 years, hot and cold. And I ran a big wholesale business out of there, as well as my crafting business. And I did a lot of craft shows professionally. I'm a professional crafter, so I know a lot of you commented on the amount of stuff I have. Well, I have a lot because I've crafted my entire life. Literally, I even have my first crayons. I still have my first paints and my first crayons. And so, I still have those things. And then my mom was a major crafter, had a huge crafting business, was very successful. My mother-in-law crafted, and when both of them passed away, of course, I inherited their craft supplies. So between theirs and mine, I've also always been a professional seamstress, off and on throughout my entire life. Ever since I was 4, I started sewing. So I have that. Now, I don't have a massive amount of fabric in here. I have a whole nother room that has just fabric and a big cutting table in the middle. So there's really no room in there. You can barely walk around, but that works for me, right? Because I'm mainly in here. This is my paper studio. And I think if I got rid of all of my digitals, I'd have a lot more room. But I like digitals. So we'll get back onto that topic in a minute. So I want to thank you all for your kind comments. There were some not kind comments, which were deleted immediately, about hoarding and having too much stuff and wow. And, to each his or her own. We are all unique in our spaces, how we store, what we do, how we use it, what's important to us. Something that I may keep, someone else wouldn't keep. Now, a lot of people tell me, oh, I'm downsizing. I'm getting rid of everything. I don't believe in downsizing. If I paid for if I paid that good money for it, or it was gifted to me and I could use it in any way, I'm not throwing it out. I'm going to find a way to store it. So, I don't do that. The only time I get rid of something is it's way, way out of date and I know absolutely I'm never going to use it, but it goes to someone I know who will. I would never throw it away. Rarely, I can donate. There are groups. I have donated to some art groups, especially young artists who needed supplies. But on the norm, I try not to buy anything I think will last a long time. But I have to say my scrapbooking stuff does sit quite a bit, but every now and then I yank it out, cover it up if I don't like the scrap paper, and use the 12 by 12s, you know. So probably why I have so much stuff, as someone put it. Yeah, I do have things like this that are scrappy, but I'm going to actually be using this. This is actually junk mail. Also, I do not consider myself a junk journaler. I don't use a lot of junk to produce a journal. I did in the very beginning. I made everything out of scraps of whatever I could find. I didn't have very much as far as the journal world went. Tons of crafting supplies like pom-poms and pipe cleaners and styrofoam balls and yarn and, you know, my sewing stuff. And I had, you know, all of the traditional paper making kits and, you know, you name it, candle making kits. I had it all, right? Because I was a big crafter and sold my crafts professionally all over the country and all over the world. But what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so I started out with that. Now I'm a paper crafter, so I have a whole different kind of supplies, and I've had to build that up little by little. So I do have things. I have a lot of it, and I'm very proud of it. It's taken me a long time to collect it and use it, and I've been gifted some wonderful, wonderful things by some of you beautiful crafters out there, you beautiful journalers. And I consider myself a journal maker and an artist. I consider myself a journal artist, and I make my journals out of whatever I want to make them out of, whether it's a digital or a scrapbook paper or other crafting materials or junk. This is junk mail, you know, and I cover these and I make journaling cards. So I guess in a sense I am, but I'm not a traditional junk journal artist where it's strictly junk journal. I've made a few things in the past that has just been all stuff from the mail, newspapers, magazines, all of that. And every now and then I go back to my roots. And that's where I started out with that over 4 years ago. So I have supplies that lend itself to that all the way to where I am now, which is pearls and bling and lace. And, you know, I've gone a whole nother genre. So, you know, we grow and our rooms grow as we do. So as you know, last year we put in new floors and I switched rooms. I moved from the small room into this big room. I moved from a tiny room to a medium room, from the medium room to this room, which is 15 by 18. It is a full studio, and I call it a studio because I'm an artist, and I believe that I'm working in a studio. Just because it's in my house doesn't mean it's not. Studio doesn't mean outside of your home. So your TV tray can be your studio if that's what you want. So I did want to talk about that, and I'm glad you all like my room. And you know, many of you said you were asking about, you know, how I store things. Well, I do have a video that shows it all. But like, this is how I store my laces. These were made by, those pretty pink hearts are made by my friend Celeste at Woodland Inspired. I was looking for one of her cards to show you so you can see. And this is the color, what you would look for if you want them. Floss bobbin die cuts, light pink dreamy one, I think it is, large set of 25, Woodland Inspired, Etsy. Anyway, that's how I store those. And I just put them in, this little basket is just a Dollar Tree basket. I got lucky and they had pinks at the time. I keep looking and they never have them again. I should have bought more. But, you know, sometimes I just store in a cardboard box. I mean, it kind of just depends. I store in glass candle bottles. I use cut glass crystal vases to put things in. I got these in the dollar section of, whoops, let me throw that out. Messy. That I set this in because it tends to leak little goodies in there, you know. So I put that on there. I use that. I go to TJ Maxx. I put my glue in a bottle that's wrapped in lace. So when I turn it upside, you know, I can turn it upside down and it's not leaking all over my desk. I get little containers from the Target dollar store, you know, dollar shop. Well, it used to be dollar spots, not anymore. Gosh. I use a lot of these clear containers. I get these from Target, and it's the Brighton line. It's in the bathroom section. So you can do that. So it depends. Then I have laces in these little trays, and these are at Target and they're kind of a soft plasticky, but it's fun because I use those for my laces and things. That's an extra one under there, you know. Again, I have like another Dollar Tree box that I put my laces in. I wish I could get more of those. Oh, Let's see, what else have I got? These little boxes I order online. You can get them at Michael's sometimes. And you can get them at, I ordered these from Amazon. They're 4x6 photo boxes. Then I got this at the Dollar Tree. And this is how I store some of my pretties that I have, right? So it kind of, you've got to be on the lookout for what works for you. I try to do things that are stackable. This had some salad from the deli. I cleaned it out, sterilized it, and I used it to put my laces in. This one came from the dollar area at Michael's craft store. I should have got more of those. I only got 2, I think, and I'm like, I wish I'd gotten more. I have the small versions that I use all the time to put, like, hold on, let me show you. Bits like this. These are 99 cents at Michael's. I actually, ooh, that got bent. I actually need this for that journal I'm working on. I think I need these. I'm going to set these aside. I may have to, I think I'm going to make some new ones. It doesn't have any pink in that journal, just kind of oranges and blues. So I think I'll take those too. It's gotten warm in here, so these started getting funny. I need to make sure they lay more flat in the box because I don't want them to bend. I need to make a whole bunch of more wax ones. I was approached by Caprice. I'm not sure how you say it, to work with their wax seals and stamps, and I've bought from them before, so I definitely will do that. So let me find, excuse me a second, while I find the box that I just showed you. And pop those in there because I want to make sure they are set aside to use. What else do I have? Well, I use glass jars. I use this big old jar here had kettle corn in it from Target, and I use it to hold some of my crinkled seam binding. Oh, sorry, I ran out of air. I was talking so much. Let me breathe. So, as you can see, I mean, I got this little jar at Target. Again, it was in the dollar spot, but, you know, I think I paid $3 for this one, I think. $3, yeah. And, you know, so I just see what fits in my colors and my ranges. These are vintage that I got at a thrift store, and I put my little bits in them. That's a candle holder. But they stack on my desk, and they're fun. I got this one on Amazon, and I think it's great for that. So storage ideas are kind of unique to the person as to what you like. This holds all my dry wipes. It's just a little pot I had a plant in, and it died, and I like the pot, so I thought, what the heck, I'll keep it, right? I mean, you can use whatever fits your little tiny space you might have. For those of you that haven't seen this, I bought this on Amazon. I wasn't real happy with it because it's really wobbly, but I thought, well, it's fine for laces. It's pretty, it's pink, it looks good in my room. So it's worked out good as a lace tray. These are from Woodland Inspired as well. I put my tiny little laces on those. So those are fun. And then, you know, I have the bigger ones for the bigger lace. Let's see what else. As you saw, all of my digital kits and papers are in these. And these are the plastic envelopes. I get them on Amazon. And they are 13, let's see, I think they're 13 by, can't remember the width. Hold on 1 minute. 9 1/4 by 13. It's supposed to be 13, but it looks like they're getting smaller. Let me see on my other board here. Barely 13. It keeps getting smaller and smaller. They were almost 14 inches when I first used to buy them. They're getting smaller, so they almost don't fit. I like because you can slide a 12 by 12 piece of paper in there, or even a paper pad, and it works very well. I use it for my projects, sometimes for bits and pieces, sometimes for a kit, or whatever I'm going to use. I showed you in a video, like, I just picked this up at Dollar Tree. It's clear. and it's great for my longer scraps. What I had my long scraps in wasn't long enough, so this way I can grab out little bits and throw them in there, you know. And then here's some more of those plastic ones. And these are all my book pages that I have that are bits and pieces, music paper, you know, stuff like that. This is a scrappy one that's got a bunch of different scraps and things in it. And they are soft, so they lay one on top of the other, and then I just put that on top. So I kind of keep that all together. I also showed these little plastic guys, and these I got at Amazon. I've ordered them 3 times now. I think I need to place another order because I really like them. They are 10 by 6, and they have a Velcro. I have some with snaps, but I like these better because those little Velcro knobs stick, you know, catch on everything. These do not. They're flat front, and they give you a little space and a card to put your bits in. So this is good for fussy cuts and scraps that you want to keep separate from everything. Maybe things that you were losing track of. That works really well. So anyway, those are some of my suggestions for organization. I use trays at times. I was able to get a set of trays at Amazon that Gail Augustinelli recommended. And I put my projects in those. Well, I quickly filled those up. Didn't take long, right? And so, hold on a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. I got to grab one. Not those, but a different one that my friend Betty recommended. I just dumped the kits out of this one. Ooh. Oh, well. Oh, well. She recommended these. I got these on Amazon. They're acrylic trays. And isn't that beautiful? There was a bunch of different styles, and I got them on Amazon. They weren't too expensive, but they're super thick and very heavy. And so I have different projects in that. That is the Lady of the Manor, which I have not got back to. It's kind of a Christmas one. And so I'm hoping, I'll have to go back and pick that all up. I made a big mess. Whoops. I'm hoping to get back to that, you know, in October. I want to work on all my Christmas journals beginning in the 1st of October. So this is kind of it for the fall stuff. So let's see, what else can we talk about? You know, I also want to talk that if you see one of our creators here on YouTube or Instagram who shares their studio space or their working space with you and their before and after, please keep in mind that it's very difficult to lay bare your workspace, where you work, what makes you happy, your happy place for others to see, because a lot of times it leads to criticism and unkind comments, or sometimes, or most of the time, I say 99% of the time, we get wonderful, wonderful support in our spaces, but it's something very personal and very, very, very private to us. And I've always been, everyone bugged me forever to show my studio space. And then when I was going to put in the new floors, they all really wanted to see it. You all really wanted to see it. And I was so hesitant to show it. And because you're opening yourself up. It's a private place for you. It's very, very private. And to share it with others is kind of tough sometimes, depending upon how you feel about your space. And I thought, well, I've pretty much laid out real is real here, so I'll show it. And but it was hard for me. I really debated whether I was going to do it or not. And I'm glad I did, because now you can imagine me. When you see this, I showed you what it looked like, you know, on the screen in the second video where I'm sitting, which is right here, and what I can see. So you're now sitting here with me looking at my desk. And I think it helps you imagine more and be part of my world and come into my studio more when you have a visual, right? So when they share with you, be very kind in your comments, because it's so private. You have no idea. They just let you into a very private, very personal space. And they do it because they trust you and they love you and they know you love them. So just a thought for those people who maybe tend to be unkind, you know. I have very few of you. I have been very blessed compared to so many other digital video content makers. Some of them get so many nasty comments, I don't even know. But I'm very fortunate, but if I get them, I hit them direct and then I delete you, you know? And then if you do it again, I block you and I report you. So be nice, people. For those of you who are tempted to be nasty, don't do it. You'll be locked out of this world forever. So only love and caring here. As you know, I love you all. I care about each and every one of you. And if you comment, if you're new, you comment, I will comment back. I always comment. The only time I won't is if I'm very, very ill. I ask for prayers. You give me prayers. I may not be able to comment, but I will try to hit a heart so you know I saw it, but I'm just not able to sit and write, okay? So my health is an issue for me, and I do talk about it periodically on here. I know it turns some people off, but I'm real here. I just tell you what's happening. Hey, not having a good day, and move on. So, okay, so we talked about this and that, and I really haven't done any crafting. I thought I would craft while I was talking, but I'm not sure. I think I kind of thought maybe I couldn't do both. I don't know. I wanted to cover a couple envelopes. I thought, oh, that'll be easy to do while I'm talking. Not really. I'm kind of struggling. I wanted to make some things to go, more things to go into my journal here, and work on some of the pieces that need to be in here. So I thought maybe I could do that, but I don't know. I just had to reprint the whole kit. This is the Autumn Rose by Paper Cameo, and I don't have the cover done. This is not the permanent cover. I mean, this is, but it's going to be covered. You know, it's not anywhere near close to it. And because I've been so ill lately, I have not been able to work in here. So I probably haven't gotten any further than the last time you saw it. So I think I did, let's see, I finished that page, which I think I showed you guys. I don't know, that page. That one's done. That's done. Let's see, what else? I need to work on that. Yeah, I haven't done, that one's done. That one is done. So that's, those pictures are on Instagram. So I think that's all. Oh, there's one more back here. I think that's done. So I think that's all I've had. Oh, that's, well, it's not done, but there's something there. I need to add some more to it. Obviously, I have more to do here. So I have more to go, but I was going to work on some stuff in it today while I chatted with you. But I think what I'll do is maybe I'll hit one more on the topic, and then we'll do some crafting and chatting. What the other thing is, the big controversy in and I don't want to create one here. And so I want to give you my opinion and my knowledge. And we don't need to talk about it, right? Okay, I'm just going to put it out there, and then, you know, we'll leave it alone, right? So let me move this for a minute, because I need to show you that. And I need space to do it. Okay, so a few ladies that I've seen are very upset about what they call AI digitals. And AI is artificial intelligent digitals created by computer. But you have to realize all computers have a person sitting behind it, okay? There's someone sitting on the other side of that iPad or computer or laptop telling it what to do. Many of them have a pencil, they're drawing, they're doing their work, they're moving things around, opening and working on their pad, right? So there's always a person behind everything, whether it's an AI digital or not. Now, people are worried that AI digitals will take over and destroy the digital artists who have shops out there. I personally do not feel that's the case, and I'll tell you why. I have backup for everything I'm going to talk about here today. Now, my daughter Jolene created this digital, and she used an AI image right here and here. But behind just the images that were already pre-created by a computer-generated program. Now, the person who generates that is telling it to, I need a lady, I want a beautiful dress in this period. Now, that computer has massive amounts of information available to it. And she'll say, I want blonde hair. She may take her pencil and point, and it'll pop up different colors. And she'll say, I want a skirt on it, and I want it to be Rococo. I want it to be Marie Antoinette. I want it to be Elizabeth II, whatever, right? I want it to be this style. I want it to be vintage, or, you know, whatever the look is. And so it does it. And it'll give her the selection, her or him. She will pick it out and put it together. So she usually starts with a photograph like this. Okay, this is standard photographs. But it lays an artistic image over it so it looks like watercolors. That's an AI image. And people are worried that it's going to take over the market. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, there aren't that many of these artists out there yet. AIs. And if there are, they're in their own genre. They are slowly creeping into the journaling world and the junk journaling world. And they're starting to show up. And it's fun. It's the newest thing. It's the newest fad. So everybody's jumping on board and making them if they know where to get the pieces, right? Because it's not that easy. You got to do a search. And if they have the technology to work with them and drop them onto their regular digital work that they normally use. Now, my daughter's a full digital artist who is paid and trained, went to college for it. I know because I paid for the education. She worked in her industry for 10 years, being paid to do it by a boss. She had a paycheck. She has her own graphic design business, and I talked her into coming into this digital world and trying this. Now, this is the first time she's ever used an AI image, but I will tell you all of the rest of this is the way she normally and always produces her digitals. She's a digital artist. And I'm going to give me a minute. Where did I put you, Miss Jolene? Oh, there's Miss Jewel Design. She normally, this is one of her kits here. I'm going to, let me see if I can grab. Oh, come on. Just because I want something, I can't find it. She normally grabs a vintage image and lays it on top and does all the layering for this, okay? Well, that's what she's done here using an AI image. This is a regular one that she purchases from she has a library of things that she purchases yearly. She gets a license to use images that are not copyright free. She pays for the right to use the copyright, right? So, and then she layers all these layers on here. And then she puts on the frame, then she puts this. This is not in defense of her. I'm using an example. She's my example because I have AI kits. Not very many. I think I have 4 here, and that's it. These are all AI, okay? And they're dressed, and they're decorated in different colors. Okay, so, but someone still had to tell the computer to do it, and she still had to get out that pencil and manually do it, or he. I say she because I generally work with females. This is another one, but this is watercolors with the AI image, okay? And this one, again, same thing. Okay, see them? And these flowers are watercolors, but they're also digitally mastered. Okay, so I wanted to show those to you because I don't want you to be afraid of them. I don't want you to go, oh, I can't use them. I have a few because you saw in my tour, and if you haven't seen my tour, go look at my room. I have 2 sets of cubbies. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, I have about 16 cubbies full of digitals. And I mean full. That are not AI. But I have a few because I was getting bored. I wanted something new. I wanted a different look. I wanted to play with something different. And that is why many of us are making them or buying them. Because we've seen it all. You need to realize that images like this are everywhere, hundreds of them. Everybody's using them, but not everybody's using those. So you see the same thing over and over and over and over. Now, not these backgrounds because these are photographs of things I actually own and she made digitals out of them, right? That we took photographs of. These are real things in my studio, papers, sweaters, blankets, fabric that we used to create this kit. But this is a digital kit, not an AI kit. So when you see AI and people are like, oh my gosh, we have to stop it. They're taking over the market. They are not. There are probably 100,000 digital designers out there. If you're on the same Instagram pages all the time, if you're on the same Facebook pages all the time, if you're on the same videos all the time, yeah, it may seem like they're taking over, but they really aren't. Just a few artists have gone that way, and they'll go back when they don't sell. If they don't sell and people don't really like them, if they're not used or they're not well received, I think it's a fad like anything else. It'll have its place. I think the market's humongous. I think that, it'll stay or go, but it's all art. Whether it's created on an iPad or a computer or it's cut and paste and glued, it's art. It's either digital art and computer art or it's physical art. But we tend to take these beautiful pieces, cut them out and add them to my physical journal. I'm not going to leave this journal just like this. It's going to have ribbon and lace and be cut out and made into tags and things where there's going to be a physical label or a physical piece or a physical tag or journal card that's made out of. Sure, I may have used an AI image in the middle of it, but the rest of it will probably be hand done from some of this junk, right? So it's going to be a combination. I wouldn't be afraid of it and go, oh my gosh, it's horrible. You know, come on. That's kind of like the sky is falling, right? I think there's room for everybody, you guys. I truly do. And I don't think it's going to take over the market. But I will say it's getting harder and harder to find vintage documents, vintage books, vintage images that haven't been used 100,000 times. Copyright-free images. You have to realize that unless they're like my daughter and they pay big dollars to use images, they can't use them. So many of those images are copyright protected. And honestly, the people who own the copyrights on many of those things will go after you, and they will try to take away your source of income in a heartbeat. So be careful. So what you use, what you choose to use, and be sure that if you're an artist that you're careful with what you grab, because you don't want to get sued. So I think that there's this big controversy starting. There's a few who are just, leading the charge. It's like not necessary. It's going to go away. It's not going to stay. It's not going to be permanent. So what? It's nice to have something different to look at. I'm going to try it. I guarantee when I'm done with it, I hope that it is a beautiful, elegant, gorgeous journal. I'm super excited about it. I want to be able to use it. And I think, we each have our personal style, right? And whether you're a digital or an IA artist or a junk journaler or journaler, we all have a place in this world. There's plenty of room for all of us. Don't get freaked out by it. Hopefully now that you know how they create that there's a person behind it. It's not like they just turn on the computer and go print. It doesn't happen that way. They have a heck of a lot of work to do to even do that AI. They have to tell that computer, do this. The computer sure is smart and will go find all those images, and you don't have to sit for hours looking for skirts and dresses and backgrounds and frames and puppies and whatever you want, flowers. It does it for you, but that you still have to do the work. There's still an artist there somewhere doing that work. So please be kind, everyone, and don't be afraid of it. And if you want to buy it, buy it. And if it's not your thing, okay, move on. There's plenty of other digital designers, and it's not going to put them out of work. Because frankly, if you like regular digitals, you're not going to buy this. If you love this, you're not interested in junk journals. You know what I mean? So give it a shot. What the heck? Make room for everybody. I think that's just all I have to say on the issue. I want to put my 2 cents worth in there. I don't want to argue with anybody. I'm giving you the knowledge that I have. I worked in the newspaper industry as a publisher, editor, and I worked many hours tirelessly alongside fabulous graphic designers, watching them work, watching them make an ad or create an image. And I have a very good working knowledge of that. I can't always explain it, but I know how it works. And so trust me when I say, don't be afraid of it. It has its place right now, and it will go away. I know some designers have gone away from what they normally do and you're worried, but it's because they can't find the images they need and they don't want to get sued. So, what can you do? And you want new things all the time, and they can only create so fast. So I think that's why some of them are leaning into that. Jolene just wanted to give me what I wanted, which was princesses, and she couldn't find what she wanted that we could use legally. So she went to what we could use. So anyway, that's that. So anyway, we've been chatting for, quite some time. Let me see. How long has this been? Oh my gosh, it was a chatty video. I'm a chatty girl today. I think I will work on something. I need to work on something because I promised a little crafting. Now, what did I just do with those envelopes I had? Come on, you guys. Where'd my brain go? I think I left it somewhere. I know I'm tired. I baked with my husband one day. We baked cookies all day long, and then we freeze them and we give some away. And then I worked on my studio for a couple of days, and so this girl's all worn out. I want to play with some of these envelopes. I also saw some skinny ones, and I haven't done the skinny ones. Let me see if I can grab a couple. I'm in the way back wall. Okay. Yeah. I thought I would cover some envelopes. I've done this many times. You've seen them before. This is not new. These are what I call ephemera pouches. I like to fill them up with ephemera and things that I'm giving away when I give away a journal, although I haven't done it much recently. Haven't had a lot of time, so I thought, well, maybe I could just do a couple. And one of the things I like to do is I seal it closed. Oh, this one's really bad in the back. I don't know if this one's going to work. I tell my husband, be careful when you open these. Goodness gracious. But he's like a bull in a china closet sometimes. I swear, that man, he doesn't know his own strength. He gets done with it. I'm like, no, you just trash an envelope. I try to get envelopes that are pretty plain or white or have nothing like on the ins. Oh, wait, I didn't want to. Well, yes, I did. That's okay. Never mind. Just ignore me. Just ignore me. Just ignore me. I'm going to seal this up. Like I said, he kind of got crazy back here. Kind of need it to be whole. I think I hear my daughter on the phone. I will say I'm making this on September 2nd, and today is the 1-year anniversary of the passing of my son-in-law, which is Jolene, who I've been talking about. His husband, Stephen, unexpectedly and suddenly lost his battle and passed away from cancer. We thought he had longer, and his body just said no. Well, actually, his heart said no when he went into cardiac arrest, and we weren't even aware of it. He was there 1 minute. My daughter went to answer the phone, came back, and he was gone, just like that. His sister was calling. She says, oh, I got to go answer the call from your sister, and she comes back, and he's gone. So we did not see that coming. We thought he had longer. His nurse had just been there that morning, said he was doing fine. So I guess his heart had other... So Jolene lost her husband, and I lost my son-in-law, who I absolutely loved and adored. He was every bit the son to me, and loved and adored me, and I loved and adored him. So we have been devastated this last year. It's been the hardest year of our lives. So we're a bit sad. This does not want to open. Okay. It's too long for my cutter. It doesn't fit in there. Doggone it. Don't tell me my crafting session is going to be an epic fail. Oh, come on. Really? Okay. So, yeah, we've had a hard year, but we're recovering. She's doing very well. Well, as well as she can be expected. She's had a very rough week. I have too. Actually, the very last time I got to see her hug him was on my birthday last year. So my birthday was rough for me this year. And everyone said, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. I did not. When I was grieving for 2, I woke up that morning in excruciating pain. I suffer from periodic diverticulitis. I hadn't done anything that should have triggered it, but it was triggered and I was in so much pain. Thought I was going to die. So I did not have a good birthday. Not at all. Although my dear friend Stephanie sent me a card and a lovely gift. Thank you, Stephanie Reed. I love you. You're such a sweetheart. She always takes such good care of me. She did do that for me for my birthday. Hey, why won't this open? Did I get too much glue? I must have got too much glue. It will not open, you guys. Okay. Did I bring another envelope? Tell me I brought another envelope. I did. Maybe this one's shorter. I just put that big cutter away. I don't want to drag it out. Because you have to close this to get it to do the pouch thing, right? So maybe I just put too much glue in there and I couldn't do it. So anyway, I will tell you a funny story, though, that happened on my birthday. Well, it actually happened on the day before, well, Friday before our 46th wedding anniversary, which is the day before my birthday. We got married about 12 hours before my birthday. And so 46 years ago. Well, anyway, my husband ordered flowers for me for our anniversary, and they were supposed to arrive by before noon, and they did not. They actually arrived. They didn't arrive. So I can't get that to fit in there, guys. It just won't fit. So they arrived. They didn't arrive. So my husband called 1-800-Flowers and said, hey, where are my roses? These are for my 46th wedding anniversary. It's really important. I need to make sure my wife has roses. And so he ordered pink roses for me. Well, of course, they were appalled because it's an anniversary, you know. It wasn't like just random Mother's Day or whatever, or Valentine's Day. It was an actual anniversary. So that's what we're supposed to have happen. Yay! Morty! So he tells them, we don't have flowers. And they're like, oh, no, no. Well, so the lady calls. She calls back and says, the shop's closed. She goes, what do you mean shop? You usually just send them in a box with a vase. She said, oh, well, we ordered them from a florist. He says, well, first of all, there's no florist open on a Monday. Oh, yeah, I was getting them delivered on Monday because that was our anniversary. There's no florist in town open on Monday, and, you know, you guys always send them in a box. Oh, for some reason, they ordered them from a florist, like a Teleflora thing. He's like, well, that's not what I bought. So she's like, oh, no, no. He hangs up. Not 5 minutes later, big vase of roses arrives. Gorgeous. But it wasn't the flowers he ordered. It wasn't the pink flowers he ordered. And he ordered 24 pink roses. We got 17. He's like, what the heck? So he calls back, tells him, hey, 5 minutes later, the doorbell rings again, and there are 24 pink roses, which is what he ordered, in a red vase, which he didn't order the red vase. But we thought, okay, now we have 2 bouquets of roses. Well, apparently 1-800-Flowers said, must have called the florist, and the florist herself came out here the next day on my birthday and delivered another 24 pink roses. So I got 3 vases, 2 with 24 and 1 with 17 or 16. Anyway, it ended up being the exact number of years I was turning. And so on my birthday, I got a 3rd vase of roses. It was so funny. I have 3 vases full of roses. I could not believe it. I'm a very blessed girl, but what a funny snafu. And the thing was, they came from a florist almost an hour away over on the coast, which is not close. And so, and they drove them all the way over here 3 different times, 3 different delivery people, one of which was the owner. So we chatted with her and she says, look, you want flowers? Just call me, I'll deliver them. We said, well, that's kind of far and we don't really want to pay a delivery charge. She goes, oh no, I'll deliver them anyway. Well, that was fabulous. But we also told her, hey, the first time we didn't get enough. The second time, you know, at least they were closer to what my husband ordered. She said, no, I'll make sure you get what you order. So that is a funny story. So that was the only good thing on my whole birthday was that. Oh, and I did get my daughter did come over and hang out in bed with me. She laid down on the bed with me, and hung out with me on my birthday because I couldn't get up and be up. And then when I did get up, we chatted, and you know, I couldn't eat much of anything, but she had lunch with me. You know, I was in the chair in my library, and then she sat on another chair with a TV tray and had lunch. All I could have was like water and crackers and some applesauce because I couldn't eat anything. You can't have any solids. You have to let your abdomen rest. So anyway, oh my goodness. So trials and tribulations of Laurette. And I'm finally back up on my feet, started to feel better, not eating for a few days, and then I was okay. So anyway, I think I'm okay. I have to be careful. So now what you would do is you would cover this, and I have had to rerun this kit because I used every single bit of this Autumn Rose kit. I mean, I used it all, every single ounce of it. Oh, I just love that. I used every bit of it. So maybe I'll use that and maybe use let me see what other papers I have in here. I think my daughter must be here. I swear I hear her with my husband, unless she's on the phone with him. She was out at the cemetery today picking up flowers so we could change them from summer to autumn flowers, which we do. And then at Christmas, we changed all the cemetery flowers for my mom and dad, my husband's mom and dad. And now my son-in-law, you know, and my daughter is helping us out by going out and picking them up because she was out checking Steven's site. So such a heartbreaker for us, honestly, to lose him so young. And, you know, cancer's a killer. And He fought for 3 years, and he thought he had longer. He was told he had longer, but, you know, sometimes the body makes up its own mind. So, my poor granddaughters, they're not poor, but my beautiful granddaughters have had to live without their dad for the last year. It's been a tough one. They had to start the school year without their dad and try to be normal through the whole thing. I don't know how they did it. They certainly weren't themselves, but they've done well. You know, I'm very proud of how strong and beautiful they are. Jolene, too. She's a good mother, and she does everything she can for those girls to give them a normal life and make sure they still have the things they're used to and all of that. So, boy, this has been a really chatty video, hasn't it? Let me see how long it goes. I might go longer today. I don't know. I think it's a special video. Doing something different. What I want to do is I usually do the back, because what I like to do is I cover the whole back with just one sheet. I don't cut everything up. But you know, I want to do a skinny one. You know, I'm doing a skinny journal. That would make sense, right? What do you think? Maybe we'll do this one. I mean, it's almost the same length, so it's no biggie. But first thing I like to do is I use a glue stick, and I glue the whole back. So, I don't know who my husband's on the phone. Unless he's on the phone with my son. I feel so bad for my son and his kids. They came out to California. You know, they were here for 10 days. They couldn't go home because of the horrific storms in California. They would have been driving right into driving rain and floods to get home, because they were going through Palm Springs, which got hit pretty hard with that tropical storm. And so they get home and, you know, they go back to their normal routine. The kids go off to dance and come home, and at dance class, they picked up COVID. The girls brought home COVID to mom and dad and their brothers. So now all 6 of them have COVID again. There's a new strain of it out there that's hitting children. Very different than the original first strain, but it's highly contagious, and the kids are bringing it home to their parents again. So, you know, be careful. If you got little ones, they get sick, be sure you check them right away to make sure they don't have COVID. So, my neighbor across the street, they brought home COVID from a hotel that they went to in San Francisco. Went away to get away for something different, for a nice night or a nice weekend, and now they all have COVID. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. It's not gone. And it's especially hitting children right now, which is scary. So check your grandbabies. They get sick. Check out right away. Make sure they're not got COVID. All right. So that back is covered. Pretty, right? Then what you do is you collage the front. Different bits and pieces, right? So I want to figure out what big piece I would want, like over here in this corner maybe. I like the writing. I also like this one. So I'm wondering if maybe, I kind of like that corner. I think what I want to do is I want to cut that off. I usually don't have a lot to say on these videos, and I'm usually talking about times past and memories of growing up, which I have lots and lots of those. But every now and then I'll hit a topic that's happening or something that's getting close to my heart. And if someone brings it to my videos, then I will address it, you know. And if you try to bring controversy to my videos, I will shut you down. I don't like controversy, and I'm only addressing it because I think it needs to be addressed. But I will not talk politics. That's never allowed on my YouTube channel, ever. And I don't like it when anyone bashes another designer or anything like that. So nasty comments of any kind will not be tolerated. So what I want to do is I want to cover this right here. Isn't that pretty? You know what? I think now I think I hear my brother-in-law on the phone. My oldest sister, her husband had a pretty good stroke a couple months ago, and he's doing very well. He's at home, and he's moving around, and he's recovering from his stroke. It was a right side stroke, which are always nasty. Always, always nasty, and usually fatal, but he made it through. Very proud of him. He's in his 70s, so it's not an easy stroke to recover from at that age. But my sister's a strong cookie, and she's getting that man through it. So we've been going through it in our house, I'll tell you. Not to mention all the friends I've lost in the last year. I've been grieving heavily for so many people in my life. Lost several of my best friends. I'm missing them. People I was very, very close with or grew up with or spent a lot of time with. Fought the battles with. Let's see, is that, oh, it's paper. Okay, we got that. That's something else I needed to tell you guys. I don't know what it was. I don't want to open up my envelope. That's the part you have to be very careful with when you're doing this, is you don't want to open up your envelope. I will ink everything when I'm done if I need to. See, and then I was thinking we could add this across the top. So let me get rid of this white space. We don't need it. Okay, I've got something sticky on my scissors because I got a dead spot in my scissors. All right, where is it? Oh, yeah, there. You can use alcohol wipes to get your stickies off, or even a like a wet one will take off the stickiness off your scissors. I don't like it when my scissors start growing things. Don't like a messy scissor. It drives me nuts. Okay. I'm thinking I would like this along there. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit to kind of close up the opening because I don't want to see the white. So there's white right there. Ah, how did that get there? I know, I'll put a piece of lace there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I like to decorate these, not just glue them all on here, but I like to decorate them a little bit too. So I don't think we'll get that opportunity today, but we'll see. My stomach's growling. Why? I had lunch. I had leftover pizza for lunch. I shouldn't be eating pizza either. I ate a pretty plain pizza, though. I don't eat a really fancy pizza. I have to do a white sauce. I don't do a red sauce because I'm allergic to tomatoes. So it's the acid in the tomato, I think. Oh, there we go. Oh, there was something I wanted to tell you guys, and I can't remember what it was. I'm definitely getting some white here. I do not want to see. So being I have some here, I'm going to ink it a little bit. See if I can get rid of that white. Can you guys hear that? Ugh, it's driving me crazy. If you can't, then you're lucky because it's a saw. Someone's got a circular saw they're working with out in their backyard. I have a neighbor who builds furniture and all kinds of stuff up the hill. When he works outside, comes in my studio like he's in here with me. Very talented guy, though. Hard to be mad at another artisan, you know. You just don't like the noise because you're trying to do a video and it's distracting. So let's go like this. I think I'll just pull that in and move it over so it kind of overlaps that a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something because I do not like that. I'm going to close up the window a little bit because I don't really need the window to be there. It just happens to be, and I'm not going to get rid of it. So there it is. My husband's rarely on the phone. It's weird. I mean, he will be on the phone if he's talking to somebody, like, not happy about something. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to fold that down. That'll give it some dimension there. Oh, I like that. Oh, wait, it's not just plain back there. Oh, I like that. That was a smart thing. I see Rachel do that all the time at Roxy Creations. She's always folding down stuff. Smart. She's a smart lady. Very, very talented. Very, very talented. I love her stuff. She's definitely an old school. But her husband's an architect, and he helps do her digitals. So she does her own as well. But he's been doing them for her lately because she's so busy. And he does some beautiful work. see, now this is open. Oh, I can't do that because it's open. I forgot. I just closed up my envelope. So guess what? It's going to go on the inside, which I do like to cover that inside a little bit. So yeah, that works. That works. All right. I guess we could do that. That works. Okay. I forgot I can't do that there. Oh my. Here, hold on a minute. Let me get, if you use a rubber eraser, you can, this video is going to go over a little bit because we're crafting too. So, but I appreciate you giving me your time and energy and listening to what I have to say and, you know, watching my videos. You guys are the best ever. I don't know how I got so lucky to have all of you, but I really am. And I know it. I'm so blessed to have all of you in my life and have you watch my videos and comment, look at my Instagram, because my Instagram, for those of you who are on there, is where you see like the close-ups of pictures. I don't put everything on there. Like I don't know if I'll put I might put the studio tour on there. I might mention it, you know, with a picture or two. Maybe I'll use the thumbnail pictures I used for the video. You know, those little bits you see when you see the video announced. So I might do that, but I'm trying to figure out, I have an easy way to do this and I'm struggling because I can't remember. It's been so long since I've done this, honestly. I probably have scraps somewhere and I'm thinking, why am I doing this? I should be using scraps, but I don't know where my scraps are. Honestly, I don't. I can hear the doves cooing today. The doves are cooing. I hear them outside. The other day I was in here working and I was standing at my counter cutting some stuff and this little hummingbird came up and turned and looked at me, and just stood there forever watching me cut paper. I don't know. I didn't think I was wearing anything bright, and the roses weren't on the counter yet. So I got the biggest kick out of that little hummingbird just sitting there watching me work. It was so funny. I was like, hello, what can I do for you? Cute, cute, cute. And I mean, it wasn't a minute either. It was a long time. I mean, he was there for, I don't know, a couple minutes. Just sitting there in midair watching me work. I was like, well, wow, how fun. The doves do that too. They sit up on the, right below me is the pergola, the patio cover. And they'll sit there and they'll watch me and cock their heads and look at me like, what are you doing? I always have company when I'm in here, I swear. It's either the cats or the birds. Okay, I have one little piece right there. I wonder if I have scraps in that kit. Where's my kit? Do we have any bits and pieces? Hey, we do. Actually, we have some of these bits and pieces. Oh, but these are all back. They're too heavy. I can't use them on there because they're not. Yeah, they're not paper. They're cardstock. Okay, I know I have. Where is my box for that? Where I put all my. Where's all my bits and pieces for that kit? Where are my bits and pieces? Oh. Where are the bits and pieces to this kit? Oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind, you guys. Nothing new, but. Okay, let me find my pouch. I have pouches with all this stuff in it. Oh, here we go. I have stuff all over my floor too. Well, I think we're at over an hour, but I think I'm going to leave it that way for a minute while I finish this up. I'm not ready to be done, so I'm going to just stay on for a minute longer while I finish this up. Yeah, that's the same scraps. I was hoping for different scraps. Apparently, I don't have any. I've got a little bit of this. We can put that on there. Hopefully, I've got the right shape. I don't know. Then what I'll do is I'll go find some kind of an image that I want to put in there, and I'll put that in there. Just maybe another piece of paper. And then you can add a little, I don't like the way this is. I'm going to have to recut this top, I think. It's kind of a hot mess. I didn't cut it well. I'm going to have to fix it. Goodness gracious. Okay. Anyway, let's finish this up. Let me go like that. There. Okay, it's covered. Super easy, fun and fabulous. Fun and fresh. Fun and fresh, my friends. I forget who says that. I think Rachel says that. I think she got the saying from her daughter. I love Lulu. Oh, talk about another talented young lady. I think she's going to be an architect. Well, she was. I think she still is. Kind of like my granddaughter who wants to be a animator. The next generation is amazing. Amazing. Boy, I didn't do a good job on that at all. Let's go this way and see if I do it any better. I'm going to turn it around. Get better coverage that way. There we go. There we are. All right. You guys get the idea, right? I know you've seen me make these before. I have a number of videos where I've made them. So now I think this is like the third video. Okay. It needs a piece of lace right there. It does, it does, it does. Ugh, this lace is in terrible condition. Look at that. It's all folded up and messy. I don't like that. I don't like that. When I get my iron out, I'll try ironing that. I don't mind it on some things, but right here I need it to be flat because of where I'm going to put it. Yes. I'll cut it a little long and then trim it. Right, that was easy to grab, so that's why I used it, because I could get it right here and finish it up. So I want to thank you guys for coming along and hanging out with me, letting me talk about the things that were on my mind and crafting along with me. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you when you do that. You're so important to me, and your comments are just mean everything. In fact, it makes my whole day. I get up in the morning, because it'll go up at midnight. So when I get up in the morning, which is usually kind of late, I read all the comments right away, and I answer them as soon as I'm awake enough to do so. And they make my whole day. So if they're good comments, of course, they make a great day. If they're not good comments, they make a thought-provoking day like today. And the good ones, of course, make my day because they overshadow the bad ones. But I will deal with the bad ones, you know. So just so you know, I do both. I love it when I get good comments and you guys have conversations with me, or you tell me things and you give me a little insight into your life. Oh, I just love that more than you ever will know. So thank you so much. So, well, that just looks crooked all over. I need to move that over some. I had to get some more glue there is what I need. It's very weird today. It's sort of humid out. It's about 70 something, but it's so cloudy. It's like nighttime out. I don't know what is up with that. I think it's some kind of a tropical depression here in California. We're having the strangest darn weather. We've had 90 to 100 every day for weeks and weeks. Now we're going to be 70s all week, this whole week. Now watch for, I've got 2 or 3 projects. I have a Merry Monday project for you. That'll be on Wednesday. And a Monday video for a new journal, and Friday will probably be, I have another new project, not a project, but what do you call it? Ephemera. Yeah, I got ephemera to show you. So there we go. Thanks a lot, you guys. I love you all. Thanks for letting me share my life with you and my fears and my everything. So I really appreciate you. I love you all. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.